I guess we can go ahead and get this party started. Maybe. Shadow. Hey, once again, Big Quan up in here. We about to do just a brief introduction of what is to come with the PerTspective. Again, I'm your host, Big Quan. Real quick, I wanted to talk about one of the first topics we want to address on the show, starting probably next week or later on this week. And that topic is, what happened to all the men? Now, I hear a lot of women asking that question. I want to address that. I really do. I don't want it to be something that we don't attempt to talk about. I don't want it to be something that we try to avoid it. You know, let's get deep down into that one and actually let's take a look at it and see what's going on. Now, and this is from my opinion here. This is my perspective. So the way I see it, for 10,000 years, let's 5,000, whichever one you want to go with, the time is not as important as the subject matter. So let's just say for 4,000 years, men have been working exclusively with men for the most part. We haven't really had a lot of women around to, kind of tell us that we need to quit talking like that, don't talk like that in front of me, I'm a lady. Most of the time, men were working jobs where men were men. And so let's just say in the past 100 years, we've had a shift from the hard labor field positions to now we have a lot more office jobs. And men and women are working together. Let's just remember, for instance, that movie 9 to 5 Dolly Parton back in the days. So that whole movie was about women going into the workforce and how a man is treating them disrespectful the entire time they're at work. So that was one of those things where we're having to say, okay, this was a change for men to start being more respectful. Once again, I'm not throwing rocks in the water at anybody. I'm just talking about what happened. So men had to start changing to be more respectful to women. And in those changes, men changed how they talk to one another, because in the presence of a woman, men are way more respectful. Here's the thing, that's still a part of being a man. So you're starting to remove that time in which the men interact and they're manly, disgusting, sticks and stones break your bones kind of people. What they say, snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. That's how men act when they're around each other. They don't really think about anything else. They just get they dozens on cussing, and that's just men stuff. So when you have those changes taking place and you start putting the men and the women in the same work environment, the men start to become more, or shall I say, less manly. So when women are asking, where are the men? Where they had to adjust to women coming into the workplace. And again, I'm not throwing rocks in the water and saying, women, no, you can't work with men. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying men had to adjust. Women in the workplace now. It's just what happened. It's nobody did something wrong. It's just an explanation for what took place. You're looking for the man? Well, this is the evolved man. The evolved man works with women. He has to watch his mouth. He has to check himself. He can't be all manly anymore. So the manly men you're looking for, punching each other in the arms, telling jokes, ha ha ha, laughing, they can't do that, because when a woman executive comes in and we're trying to joke around, now you're not treating her like everyone else, because you're not punching her in the arm. You're not, she's not one of the boys. So that created a situation. Like I said, it's not a bad him or her situation. It just is the situation. So when you start to bring women and men into the same work environment, men have to adjust how they speak. I'm sure women probably will say the same thing. We have to adjust how we speak too. I guarantee you it's not the same. And if it is, then why were women complaining about how men speak? Unless it was because it was directed at them. So men's manliness is usually directed at a woman. And a woman's womanliness, I guess, men don't have a problem with it. We kind of take it like, hey, you flirting? Then we finna get down. So very different in how we behave, very different in how we evolve, and how we have chosen to go in a certain direction. So again, just a perspective on what I'm seeing happening. So women, you either want men to be more sensitive and caring and work with us in, a close environment. And again, that's just the evolution of the human race. However, that man, you're looking for the manly man, the big man, the grown man, the man, that man is going to go away. Just so we're clear, that man's no longer going to be needed because he has to adjust to a new environment. So it's not like I said, I'm not blaming anybody, not pointing the fingers. It just kind of is what it is. Just like men, if you're looking for that extra feminine woman that submits to you, you have to remember now, most of the women are working. They go to work. They're not in a submissive position anymore. They're not needing your financial assistance anymore. So those relationships have to start changing, and how we talk about them have to change. You can't still talk about a 1950s relationship in 2024. Let's just stop. Let's just quit with the men are not how they used to be. Women ain't how they used to be. Well, guess what? Neither are cars or telephones. Televisions are not the same as they used to be. Actually, everything has changed except for the way we want to see things. So as soon as we change the way we want to see things, the things that we want to see will change. Hey, this is Pert with the PerTspective, just giving you a quick hot 10, not even 10 really, but something's been on my mind. Again, we're coming back with the rest of the audit results. That'll be sometime later on this week. I'm trying to put it in a nice way to say it form. That's probably not going to work out for me. I'm so used to not being the nice way to say it guy. So we'll see how that works out. But again, this is Curtis again with a quick 10. Me and my doggy, she's over there asleep. We won't wake her up. Let her be good. Shout out to the vet yesterday. Great job, guys. Shout out to Lisa out in Texas. Hey, Werner, great idea today. We're going to definitely run that through the processor. And guys, again, we're going to see you all later for the beginning of the PerTspective later on this week or beginning next week. Peace out. Let's do a quick mic check real quick. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Sounds good. All righty. Godsmacked. Visual media. We're going to take 3 here. This is take 3. And where are you, camera? We're just going to do 2. Bring it up, bang. We're just going to do 2. Okay. Ready? Start the show. Welcome, dude. Welcome to a first edition, actually kind of a hello edition to the PerTspective. Now, this is the beginning of a new show that's about to get started, and the PerTspective is, pretty much my perspective on what's going on in the world, what's been happening locally as well as nationally, international. Giving out my perspective. And the first thing the PerTspective is going to do is we're going to discuss the results of the audit that just took place in the past 2 years. So we're going to discuss the results of that and get those out to you guys. Not anything surprising to me, like I said. Most of this is pretty much just me kind of going over what we already know. So we're going to be discussing the PerTspective with you guys and see what's going to happen in the next couple of months with the election. We have a governor. No. We have a mayoral race in the Jackson, Mississippi area coming up in 2025. And we have a presidential election coming up this year. So a lot to talk about on the PerTspective. I'm going to be giving you my perspective on that. And I guarantee you, a lot of it has to do with vote them fools out. We have seen enough. I think we've heard enough for us to know that this is rhetoric. They kind of tell us the same thing every time election comes around. That's when they start throwing those favors out there to you, start giving you gifts. And then you start hearing people talking about, well, this part is this one. I can't believe you voting for this person. I can't believe you voting for that one. Well, let me just tell you this, just from my perspective on both sides, it sucks. Just being honest, whether you're red or blue, this goes out to you. Now, red, how dare you consider re-electing an actor? Seriously, how dare you? He's an actor. Like, really, seriously, an actor. And I'm not sure if the American people are really on board with this as much as the news media is showing us and feeding us this information to get us in the mindset that this is how America thinks. But again, America, this is an actor, a real actor, a real actor. Blue side. You should stop. Just really quit. The man has shown you in so many ways. His time has long expired. Great job. If that's what you want to hear over the years, you did an outstanding job. If that's what you want to hear, you need the pats on the back. Here's my thing. America, we're a country that's supposed to be about prosperity, about growth, advancement, the lead. And most of us are growing up in a country where we had so many dreams and aspirations. And right now, we know honestly, if we look around, everything looks worse than it did when we were growing up. So to throw out a package and say we need to take care of the infrastructure, why weren't you taking care of it over the past 50 years while you were in representation? Well, didn't nobody have a good idea that these streets would one day need to be repaired? Nobody thought about that while we were funneling money constantly into how big are bombs we can make to make the world a safer place, which currently it is not a safer place. So our leadership, filled with bad ideas, have destroyed the farming industry. So now we're all eating from the same companies. They've destroyed your water, fresh water, your forestry. We have more endangered species falling off the planet every year than ever before. Of course, these are things that you already know and you don't care about. I got it. But to reelect these people is to constantly tell your children, we don't want to have anything to do with the future. And good luck to you. We bought our house 20 years ago, 30 years ago, got a good price. We're in the retirement age. We don't care. That's what we're basically telling these following up generations, because just as close to us as 2020, 2019, just that close. Home prices were very, very different. Interest rates were very, very different. What we made on our jobs, no, that's been the same for almost 30 years. You know, I can talk to a lawyer and they'll say, well, when I was coming out of college in the 90s, I was going into high school, you know, coming out of high school in the 90s, going into college, I was expected to make $60,000 a year, you know, as a lawyer. Guess what? That's the same thing lawyers are making today, because even the law firms have consolidated from, let me call this one lawyer down the street, to it's about 5 you need to call now. And everything is auto wrecks or accidents or some type of let me sue you, so that we don't even have lawyers fighting for rights anymore. You only have criminal lawyers, divorce lawyers, and injury lawyers now. You let something happen to your civil rights, your ass is in trouble. You know, I'm actually trying to find somebody to say, hey, this financial institution did me wrong. And hey, here's all this proof right here. And guess what? Nobody has that type of law practice. You know, everybody's like, well, I chase ambulance. You know, I do divorces. You know, that's what they do. You know, injuries, divorces, you know. So we've lost a lot in this consolidation of America. You all right, doggy? We've lost a lot in the consolidation of America, and we're not paying attention until it affects us. See, that's when we start to pay attention. So the perspective is going to try to bring some of those things to your attention. One being things that are affecting us right now. We have a strong push to reunite the family. You notice how I went a positive way, because this is not the audit. We have a strong push to reunite the family, and I like that. I like what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people out here fighting for love again. I'm sure the kids are proud to see it. And I'm not going to say it should have came earlier. No, it came when it's supposed to come. It came when it's supposed to come. And that's what we need to do. Just keep pushing forward and not talk about it should have been here. No, if it had got here any earlier, we probably wouldn't fight as hard as we're going to do this time, right? Right. So while we got this people, they got the people's attention, and everybody's wanting those family units to come back. Whether or not you're coming back as a couple, come back as a family. We know now more than ever how important both family members are, parent, dad, and mom. We know those are important to not just the little boys and girls, but they're important to the mental health of the adults. For us to know that our kids are fine, for us to know that our kids are being influenced by their other parent, is a lot less stressful for us. You know, we get to talk about them in a positive manner. We get to send them some shout outs. You know, don't forget, at one time you cared about that person. Let's not forget that. And that's one of the things I like to tell people. Remember, you were one time in a relationship with that person. Y'all slept together side by side, hugging and kissing, loving. Maybe something did happen to break that relationship up. But don't forget, you at one time cared about them. That says a lot. And hey, was it more rainy days than sunny? Or is it that we remember the rain more than the sunshine? You know, I guess since we enjoy the sunshine so much, so often, we often forget how many of those days there are. We remember when that storm came through and that tree limb fell. We remember that more than the 30 days of love and joy and peace and happiness. So that's something else we got to keep in mind, people, as we are cutting people off so fast and our children are suffering for that, not only lack of parent being in their life, but they're also learning that if I have a problem with somebody, just cut them off, you know. And that's not the way to teach the kids. Hey, I got about 4% on this battery left, and like I said, I just came in here to do something real quick, and it looks like it's gonna be real quick because my battery is about to die. So here at Godsmack Visual Studios, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining us here. Thank you for the likes, subscribes, and the shares. And we hope you guys will be back with us next Saturday for the next edition of The Meal with Warner Buxton. Hey, I got a couple of ideas for that show we're going to be coming up with real soon. So I'm going to let you know about that. Let me get on this thing. I got 4%. I'm trying to think if I'm remembering anything. Hey, give us a call. Check us out on Facebook. The number's posted. If you guys need any media marketing, Lisa is there waiting on your call. Give her a call, guys. If you need any help with a podcast, give me a call. Leave a message. Hey, you see that beep? That's my cue to leave. So we're going to kick it with you guys later. And it's been real. A lot of fun. Big Purdy's out. Big Quan. Am I out? Wrong screen. We'll see you guys later. Love you.